next two tips we're going to talk about are in Outlook contacts. And the first one is checking the history of our contacts. So I'm going to click on contacts here. And there is a key here, and the key is to make sure that the address is in the contacts email section. I just got an email. So this is KCAV. This is the business that we order our smart boards through, and Jerry Bernard's the contact there. So I have Jerry's email address listed in the email area. And I would go up and click on contact, and the contact ribbon appears. And the button that I want is in the show group, and it's called activities. So I click on activities, and it's going to go through all the items, and you can tell because it says show all items, and it's going to list all the items that in history that I have with Jerry at KCAV. So you'll see that a lot of these are probably emails, and they've been deleted. If I had any calendar events, that would show up here. And I can save this history in his contact, or I can just get out of it. And this would be helpful if you're looking to group emails regarding maybe an issue or a project that you're working on, maybe a certain student or committee. If you are looking for an email that maybe you can't find, this would be a good way to search the history of that contact. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to show you another one. So I'm going to go to Sherry Williams. So I have Sherry Williams' address listed in here, and I click on contact for the contact ribbon to appear. In the show group, I'm going to click on activities, and again, it's going to go back through all the history. And with Sherry, I do have a calendar item, inbox item, sent items, and I can narrow this to be just email. I don't really use my journal, or I can look at contacts to see if I have duplicate contacts. And this is how you check the history of your contacts. The next tip that we're going to talk about is similar to making an appointment with an email. We can make an appointment with a contact. What we need to do is to make sure that our calendar is showing, and I like to use the to-do bar calendar because I can click on the arrows here and change the months, so the days. Or we can do the same thing using our calendar bar on the navigation pane. Now, if you cannot see either one of these, if you click on View from your top menu and you go down to Navigation pane and check on Normal, then that navigation pane will pop up. Or you can go down to the To-Do bar and again click on Normal. Both of these are checked for me, so I'm just going to click out of that. And how you make an appointment using a contact is you click on the contact, and I'm going to drag it over to my calendar, and I'm going to make an appointment with Sherry on March 23rd. I'm going to drop it, and when I drop it, my appointment dialog box appears. So I can add a subject, which I suggest you do. So I can say meet regarding money, because we all know Sherry's in charge of the money. I can change the meeting time. I can change the end time if it's a couple of days long. I can add a location. I can make it reoccurring, and this is where my reminder is up here. And after that, then I can save it. And I'm going to close it and go back to my calendar. And on Tuesday the 23rd, since I have it 2 days, it's at the top, I can click on that, and that's my meeting with the contact. I can do the same thing using my calendar bar. So I'm going to go back and use Sherry as an example. And this time I'm just going to drag the contact on top of the calendar bar. And again, the meeting dialog box pops up. I can create a meeting. The difference between using the calendar, the to-do bar, and my calendar bar is that the date is going to default to whatever date you are on. So today is Wednesday, March 10th. So if I wanted to change that date, I would have to go in there and click on it. I can change the meeting time, I added a subject. I can put a location there. I can put notes in here, maybe an agenda. And if I wanted, I would send it to Sherry, and then she would get the request for this meeting, or I can just save it if I don't need to send it to her. So I'm just going to save it. And then I can't remember what day I had this on. And here it is. And there's the meeting. So just to review, I go to my contacts, and to look at the history of one of my contacts, I make sure that the email address is listed in my contact. I click on contact. In the show group, I click on activities, and then there's my history. I can certainly save this. To make an appointment with my contact, I can either click and drop it on my to-do bar, or I can click on the contact on the calendar bar over here. And then I can make the necessary changes or additions and save that, and that would be on my calendar. And these are the 2 tips using Microsoft Contact.